friends, it's Julie Golding Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada, and I want to say welcome to my second video of my catalog launch party today. So I have a second project for you. If you missed the first one, it is right here on Julie's Craft Attic page. If you can't find it, just message me. I'd be glad to send you the link. And we're going to make a second project with all new products. So let's get right to it. All right, first of all, here is the catalog, which is the reason for my party today. So it's a brand new catalog. If you don't have a copy, let me know and we can hook you up with that. As part of my catalog party today, and all the new releases that are coming out, I do have some games and a scavenger hunt as well for you to fill out and get a chance at some happy mail. So some nice things in your mailbox instead of bills, right? So this is my scavenger hunt, and there's some questions on the back as well. If you would like to have a copy of the scavenger hunt and complete it and send it back to me for a chance to win, please do. Just put below hunt, H-U-N-T, as a comment, or just message me, that will do too, but you can just comment hunt, H-U-N-T, and I'll send you a copy of it for you to fill out. And I will have further information later about the date that you have to have it done, but just get it done when you receive it, and we will take it from there. I'll give you some more information though in time. All right, so today what we are going to do is we are going to use this beautiful new bundle, All Aflutter, which has these lovely butterflies. And let me show you the stamp set for these because they're pretty cool. So you have the solid butterflies, and then you have outline butterflies, and then these ones that add some pattern as well. But today what we're going to be using is this word that says friend. In my previous video, I did use the bundle, the whole thing, and here's the punch that punches out all those three butterflies together, which is really, really nice. And so if you want to look at it in action, you can look back at that video. But we're going to use the word friend here today. And we're going to use a brand new ink that has just come out actually today as well. So I will tell you about that as we go. But before we get into all of that, I did want to mention as well that there are new in colors that have just come out today. So Stampin' Up! Comes out with 5 new colors every year. And this is one of them. It is called Golden Glow. And this is a brand new product, which is a shimmer brush. So it's kind of like a Wink of Stella, only it's colored with the new in colors. So there's one available in each of the new in colors. So we have Golden Glow, there's Cantaloupe. Let me see, I should have them right here. So let me see, let's do them in order here that I have. So there's one in Hydrangea Hue. There's a brush in Golden Glow, which I have right there with the glitter in it. There's also Crisp Cantaloupe, and there's Barely Blush, and there's one more, which is a beautiful green called Peaceful Pine. So they have this brand new shimmer brush that you can get, which is really cool. I wanted to just show you that in passing. And also to say that this is my 5th anniversary as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator today, 5th month, 5th day, and our brand new launch all together. And so as a result of that, and to go along with the party atmosphere, the first 5 people that place an online order with me today through this online party will receive all the pre-cut pieces, the embellishments, and the ribbons to make the 3 projects that I'm doing today. So I did one earlier today with the butterflies. I'm doing this one now, and then I'm doing another one at 5 p.m. Atlantic time, and they'll all be available on replay as well. So get your order in with me today. That's the offer just for today to get these packets free to make these cards. So it's essentially a class by mail. All right, well, let's get right into our project here. And I always like to start with my stamping. So here is the little label that I cut out in advance for our stamping. And this is made with the Stylish Shapes dies. And these are one of my favorite sets of dies. They've been out for a long time. I hope they stay for a long time more as well because I really like them. They're so super versatile with these nested circles, nested labels with the chevron shapes at either end, and nested squares or diamonds, depending on how you want to use them. So I just used this biggest one and I cut out a label from basic white cardstock there. So that's what we're going to use today, but I also want to use a scrap piece, and I'm going to use the rest of the piece I used earlier today. You can see I stamped and cut out those little butterflies, and I want to show you the brand new ink pad that has just come out today. So we used to have one called Tuxedo Black, which is going out. If there's any left, they're on the last chance items right now on sale, and then they're clearing out for good. We also had the Stays On ink, and that's also on the last chance list right now. So we had two kinds of black, one that you used with watercoloring and one that you used with alcohol markers, because they didn't really play nicely together. Now they're replacing both those ink pads with this one, and this one can be used for both watercoloring and alcohol markers. So you only need one going forward, which is really nice. The only difference with this one is you'll want to actually clean it with your chamois and stamp and mist. So those are the things you will want to clean with. So hopefully you already have a chamois, which you just wet down with water until it's pliable, and I'll just show you that right now. So you can see it's all squishy, it comes hard, and you put it under the water and it becomes pliable. So that's what you need. You need a chamois, Simply Chamois it's called. And then you need this stamp and mist. And you can spray that directly onto your stamp and then clean it up in the chamois. And I will do that once we're done here. So let's open up our ink pad. So if you can't quite get it open, what you can do is get your fingernail under the edge and just open it at an angle. Okay, so that's our ink pad there. And here is our stamp. And let's try it out first. I always like to try things out before I actually do my final copy, because you never know. Every ink pad is different, and this one's brand new, and it's a new kind of ink to me. So I like to try it out. But look at that. That made a really nice image, didn't it? So let's go ahead and we will stamp right on our piece here. So what I'm going to do is stamp basically in the middle of this piece. And we'll see how it turns out. So I'm still learning to use this stamp pad because it's a little different than the other two that it's replacing, but that's a pretty good image, isn't it? So now what we're going to do is we're going to close this up, and I'm going to show you the cleanup here. So first of all, I got a little ink on the side there, so I'm going to try to clean that up with my chamois, because I don't want that to get all over me and my projects. There, so that's all gone. We'll put that aside. And again, this is called Basic Black Hybrid Ink, and it's available as of today. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my papers out of the way first of all, and this one too. I'm going to take my stamp and mist, and I'm just going to squirt right on there. And then we're going to just use our chamois as we would, and it'll clean it right up. So what you can see here is that it does leave a bit of a gray tint to your stamp after you're done. Now the gray, if you've washed it with the stamp and mist and your chamois, the gray will not come off on anything that you're using afterwards. It'll just kind of stain your stamps, much in the same way that anything red or pink will stain your stamps, but it won't come off if you use a yellow or blue or whatever later, as long as you clean them. So, so I've cleaned that, so I can put that away now. And I'll put these cleaners away as well. I just wanted to show you that because it's a little bit different than what we've been used to. But it's brand new today. So here is our stamped piece. Now what we're going to do is we're going to color. So this is from the Artisan Sketched Garden paper set. And I wonder if I've got some of it here. Let me just check. Let me see. Okay. I think Okay, I think I took it downstairs because I'm having a in-person party here as well in a little while. But I'll show you the different patterns that I do have here. So this is a set of all black and white floral paper, which I think is fantastic. So this is one pattern. This is another. There was a whole other sheet that just had vases of flowers, and this was one of them. There are all different kinds of flowers in each vase. And I just love the flexibility of this black and white paper. Again, Artisan sketched garden paper. It's just so beautiful, and you can color it or just use it black and white, and it's perfectly nice the way it is. So let's go ahead and color these. So here's what I'm using for the Stampin' Blends, which are alcohol markers. And this is Dark Poppy Parade. So I'm just going to very quickly color this in. No fuss. Really not going to take a long time to do this at all. I'm just going to color in all the tulips in red. And you could shade them if you wanted, but what I'm trying to do with this card is keep it all black and white with a little bit of red so that the red really pops against that monochromatic background. Do you like monochromatic cards with just a little bit of color? Let me know what you think. I find it really striking, but everybody's different, so I'd be curious to know what you think. Oh, and I should give you your game now. So while you're watching, if you want a chance to win some Happy Mail, please tell me your favorite Stampin' Up! Tool below. Favorite Stampin' Up! Tool. And you can define that however you'd like. So here's the light Granny Apple Green and the dark Granny Apple Green. And I think I'll only actually need the dark for this. I'm just going to color in these leaves here. So we'll do that. And since you can cut out all of these different tulips and other vases on the page, I find this paper can go really far because you can just use it for so many things. And you can see here, I'm just coloring in extra bits here so that there's a little bit more green around than there would be if I just colored in all the shapes that they've left there. So I've just added a few bits here and there. I'll show you when I'm done there. And you know what? I think that's all I want to add. So that's it. That's all I'm going to color in. And now we're just going to cut it out. So what I like to do when I cut out is I leave a little bit of white space around the whole thing, because I find that just makes it look a little bit more elegant that way. And I'm going to do as quick a job of it as I can, because I find that if you just take too much care and you're taking too much time on it, it can get a little bit too fussy. And this way you're just kind of keeping to the outlines and not worrying about every single tiny detail, because as long as you kind of go in and out here and there and keep some white space around the outside, I find it works really well. All right, so let's go around there. So you can see it doesn't take all that long really to cut this out. All right. And if you are in the St. Stephen area, I do have one space left at my in-person party that I can accommodate. So if you would like to come along, please let me know as soon as possible and I can give you the details for that. All right, so there, just as easy as that, we have our little floral bouquet. All right, so that's it for that. Now we can put everything together. So let's first of all take our card base. So just to give the red a little more oomph, I guess, in this card, I'm using Poppy Parade, which is my favorite red from Stampin' Up. It's a very, very bright red. Red's my favorite color, so I really like that. So there you go. We've got our card base. Now we've got a basic white panel and a basic black cutout here, and that is made with the perennial postage dies. So I just did that quickly ahead of time to save us some time. And I'm going to use my stamp and seal here to put it together. I like stamp and seal a lot. And some people like it and some people just don't. So it's kind of, there's not usually indifference about stamp and seal. Some people find it easy and some people find it really hard. If you're someone that doesn't like using it, maybe try this one. This is tear and tape. So it's just a double-sided tape. You can actually rip it. That's why it's called tear and tape. And you rip it, you put it onto your project, and then you remove the backing, and it's very simple. So that's another really good and cost-effective way to go. All right, so I'll show it to you, in fact, right now. Let's put this on here, and you can see how it works. So here we go. I'm just going to put tear and tape across there, and I'll put another one over here. And then we'll take that off. So just a reminder, if you like the scavenger hunt, let me know. Just comment hunt, H-U-N-T, and I'll know that you'd like to have one, and I would be happy to give that to you. So we're going to put this on the Artisan sketched garden paper, just like that. Then I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to put tear and tape on again. Whoops. And you could put dimensionals if you want to pop it up a little. I'm keeping it flat so that it's absolutely sure to go through the mail slot. But it depends if you're giving it out in person or if you want to mail it. Either way, you can make it work. So I'm just getting my fingernail underneath that piece, and then it's taking that backing right off there. Okay, so we can flip that over now. And I'm really liking the black and white with the red. I just find that is such a nice combo. All right, so here are our flowers. And this is going to be a little bit too big. So what I'm going to do is just cut off that edge there to make it a little smaller. Because we're going to cover it, so it doesn't actually matter if it's straight or not. And I think I'll put it something like that. And how I'm going to put that on is actually with regular household tape. So this is just regular old tape. Let's see. We want to make it kind of straight there, right? How about something like that? And we'll just tape that right on. Oh, Robin, you like black and white and red? Oh, Kathy likes it too. Excellent. Yeah, I'm glad that you like it too. I just find that it works so well, the red with the black and white. You know, yellow would probably be quite striking too. I didn't try it with yellow, but that would be an idea. Tulips would look nice in yellow. All right, so now we're going to use dimensionals for this. So let's take our little dimensionals. Now, all of this stuff is from Stampin' Up! If I haven't mentioned that yet in this video. I know I did in the previous one this morning, but maybe not this one. And I just like their adhesives. Honestly, they're some of my favorite products they have. They're not the sexiest ones that they've got, that's for sure, but they are definitely reliable, and I find that they work really well and don't fall apart, and that's a really important thing. I always tell my customers that it's just like when you're kind of trying to print your photos. You don't want to use crappy photo paper, because if you do, you know what kind of quality photos you'll get. It'll be the quality of your paper. Same thing with your adhesives. If you're making a card, the card depends on the quality of your adhesives, definitely. So if you have cheap adhesives, your card will probably fall apart, or at least it very well may. All right, so let's put a little bow on there. This looks good so far. And I'm using the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And what I'm going to do is take out the black and the white. So it comes with, I think 5 colors. So I think I've got an extra one in here of black too. Maybe I could use that little bit of black. That would work. So it comes with black and white and this kind of ivory, gray, and what would that be? Kind of like a taupe or a crumb cake. So you do get 5 of them in this Baker's Twine Essentials, so that's good because it's versatile. Now let's take our little piece of twine here. We'll use up the last bits of this. And what I'm going to do is just kind of put them together because I wanted to use black and white. We don't have a pure black ribbon right now or pure white. So I thought, well, let's make a bow by putting the two together. And then we'll have this nice color that uses both black and white. And it'll be just what we need for this card. So let me see if we can get this to put together here. I'm using the tiniest bits that I have left here, so just bear with me as I get the bow exactly the right size. I did a swap earlier and I used most of my black and white for that swap, so I'm having to be very careful with what I've got here today. But I think I've got just enough to make it work. All right. So there's my little bow, putting the two of them together. And you can see I just used those up completely. And we're going to stick that on with a mini glue dot. So here's the mini glue dot. All right. And if you're watching and are not on my email list, I give information and replays for videos like this and lots more on my email list. So feel free to message me. If you want to get on my email list, just message me and let me know, or just comment below email list. If you put email list, I'll know you want to be on and I'll contact you about that later. So there's our little bow, and now we're going to add the final touches, which I think make this card. And I will show you what we are going to use for those. So I got those all done in advance here. So here are two kinds of embellishments. So the first one is this set, which is Moody Palette Glossy Dots. Very, very pretty. And they come in these different colors, and I've used just the very last of the white ones, so there's none left. I've used most of the green ones, so you can see they're very nice colors to use. So I'm using those, and then one of these. Look at this, isn't this cute? It's just what I needed for a black, white, and red card. And these are called Ladybug Garden Epoxy Shapes. They have been in and out because they've sold out at least once already. But if you want those, go and have a look. They're on the website too. And I will post the full list of all the things that I used in this card later today. So here we go. And we're going to put a couple of these little white dots on to just give it that little bit of pop. Just like that. And I'll hold it up so you can see it closer. So here is our little card. So really, it looks like it's got lots of pieces, but it's actually simple. You don't have to do much to make this a really nice card. Very little stamping, a tiny bit of coloring, and that is kind of it. The rest is stamp it, or the rest is just stick it together. Cut and stick, that's it. So thank you for joining me for this project. I have one more that's happening today at 5 p.m. Atlantic. All of these will also be on replay. If you missed my video earlier today, just scroll down and it is there for you. And I should mention one more thing. If you've stuck with me this long, orders of $100 or more before tax and shipping and after rewards will receive my free international tutorial bundle that has 12 different projects featuring the product of the month. So you might want to get a hold of that. And thank you again for watching, and join me again at 5. Bye for now.